Yes, of course it.
Hey guys, it's Alyssa. Welcome back to my video. Today's video is going to be a different video than what I normally film because I'm just going to be doing a voiceover the entire time and I'm not showing my face because there's no reason to. So yeah, but today's video is pretty exciting. And I'm really excited to show you guys how to make VSCO edits, and the only app that you're going to need for this video is Picsart. That's the only one I use. So the first photo that I'm going to show you guys how to do is the star background edit. This one is like one of my favorites because it's super cute and really easy to do. So all you're going to do is look up star or VSCO stars or star patterns, basically anything like that, and then you can just scroll until you find one that you like. And yeah, I just did kind of one of the generic ones, and then I just blew it up to the size that I wanted and just put it over my picture. Yeah, and you can just like adjust it. And then what's really nice about this app is that you can then go in with the eraser and start erasing anything that you don't want. So I just started erasing all the stars that were covering the person in the picture. Oh, by the way, none of these pictures that I'm using are mine except for one of them, and I'll tell you guys which one, but all of these are from Pinterest. So yeah, these are not my pictures. But yeah, I just went in and carefully carefully erased the stars that were on top of it. And then here's a sped up version. Okay, and then here's the final picture. I think this turned out super cute. So the next picture I'm going to be showing you guys how to do is the butterfly background. This is another one that I really like. So it's really simple. It's just like the star one. Basically, you just look up butterflies or VSCO butterflies, whatever you want to look up, and just scroll until you find one that you like. I wanted a bunch of them like clustered together, so I found this one that I really liked, and then I just blew it up and put it wherever I wanted it to the side. You can just play around with how you want it, and I actually ended up adding 2 of these to my picture, so you can add as many as you want to get like full coverage over the photo, but I'm just showing you this one right now. So then I just went in with the eraser again like the last photo and just erased anything that I didn't want on the person or whatever, your object, whatever you want. So yeah, I just erased that, and then like I said, I went back in and I found the other one, or I grabbed the same one. What am I saying? Oh my gosh. So I grabbed it and then I put it on the picture and then did the exact same thing that I did with the other one. I just erased any butterflies that were overlapping the person in the picture, because I think that looks a lot better. If you want to leave them there, that's totally up to you, but I just think it looks better when the butterflies are kind of half hidden. So yeah, and you can tell that you have to be really precise about how you do this. But yeah. Okay, so this is how the final picture turned out. I think it turned out super cute. The next picture that I'm going to show you guys how to do is the glitter bikini. This one is super popular and I see this everywhere, but it's actually really simple. So all you're going to do is scroll down on the bottom until you see brushes, and then you're going to scroll again until you see the glitter pens. And now there are like 4 different colors, like gold, silver, green, and pink, but I chose silver for this one because it looks better, like the best with the swimsuit and with the background, but you can choose whichever color you want depending on your swimsuit or background, whatever you want to do. So then I just used the glitter pen and I started outlining the bikini, and you just want to be really careful to just outline the bikini and not overlap. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I was just really careful not to do that. And then once I'm done outlining it, I'm just going to shade it all in with the silver glitter pen, and yeah, that will be sped up for you. Okay, so once the top is done, I'm going to do the exact same thing to the bottoms. I'm just going to use the silver glitter pen and I'm going to outline the bottoms first, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to shade them all. So yeah, it was exactly the same as the first one. And for some reason, I was making like a ton of mistakes. I don't know if it was when I was trying to adjust it or something, but just ignore those. I don't know. Okay, so this is the final picture, and then now I'm just gonna add a background onto my picture. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that, and this one I think turned out really bad, but whatever. So I just went into the stickers and chose a sky background, and then I blew it up to as big as I wanted and placed it over where I wanted, like the section that I wanted it of the picture. And then I turned the opacity, I literally don't know what to say for that, but I just turned it down so that I could see what I was erasing. Then I took an eraser and I just erased all the parts that I wanted to be erased, and I kept everything that I wanted, like for this, because I wanted the sky background to be the like tie-dye picture that I chose, so I just kept that, and then I erased everything else. So yeah. Okay, and then when you're done with that, you're just going to turn back the opacity up. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, I don't really know how to say it, but whatever. So then you're just going to turn it back up, and it's going to be like that. And the next one, I'm just going to add an overlay to it. This one is super easy. So literally all you do is look up like VSCO background, VSCO sticker, whatever, and find one that you like, and then blow it up to however you want, and then place it there. I didn't have to use the eraser for this one, but you might have to do an eraser if you want to not have any overlap, but this one was fine the way it was. So the next one that I'm going to show you guys how to do is a picture in sunglasses. This one is probably the more trickier one. This one took a lot of time, so I just looked up VSCO background again. That's kind of what I look up for a lot of these, and I just scrolled down until I found one that was cool and that would look good with the picture. I think I chose like a rainbow psychedelic one, I guess. I thought that looked super cool, so I just chose that, and then I just blew it up to I shrunk it down to as big as or as small as I wanted, and then I placed it over the sunglass frame. And then I turned down the opacity, whatever, like the last one. And then I used the eraser, and then I kind of outlined the edge, and then erased anything else that wasn't in the frame. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm turning the opacity back up, so it looks like that. And then I'm gonna do the exact same thing to the other lens. So I'm grabbing the same picture, putting it over there, and then I'm just gonna turn down the opacity again, and then use the eraser to erase all of the outline and anything not in the frame. Okay, so then I'm turning the opacity back up so it looks like that, and that is the final product. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I hope to see you in my next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
Curious butterflies.
You mean bread and butterflies?
Oh, yes, of course.